Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. This is episode 7 with Miss Perry, and we're going to be talking about my experience with the Saline Infused Sonogram. Now y'all, after this HSG procedure, I thought we was done. I thought we was done with everything that entailed or involved a procedure being done to me. I was just so tired of being stick by needles. I was so tired of having my cervix fondled with. I was just so tired of all this stuff. All I wanted to hear, y'all, was what was next in regards to the fertility treatment. After the HSG, the radiologist told me that we were all good. We were all set. So I'm like, shoot, good. I've been waiting so long for this day. I completed it. I did it. I was scared. It was painful, but I finished. Now I'm waiting for the next step. But we hit a roadblock, y'all. A roadblock. I was so discouraged. And I'm not going to lie, I was. Because I'm just so ready to have my baby, y'all. I'm so ready to see that positive pregnancy test. I'm so ready to see my ovaries ovulate. I'm just so ready to see everything be a success because this has been a journey. Okay? So my doctor calls me and he's like, Miss Perry, I got your report from the HSG doctor. He said that when he was administering the saline dye, not the saline dye, sorry, the dye into the cervix, he detected an abnormality in the uterus. Okay? So the abnormality is located in the fundus of the uterus, which is the top of the uterus. And I need to do another procedure in order to confirm if that information is accurate. And if it is, we need to determine the next step. So I'm like, okay, doc, what is a saline sonogram? A saline infused sonogram is when the doctor goes through the cervix with a catheter and infuse saline salt water into the uterus to look at the uterine cavity, not the fallopian tubes like the HSG, but just the uterine cavity. So I'm like, I don't want nothing going back through my cervix because that stuff hurts. I'm just like, when is this stuff gonna stop? He says it's not gonna hurt. It's gonna be quick. Before you know it, it's gonna be over. I just need to go in there and make sure and that what he's saying is correct. Because if it is, we can't continue with the fertility treatment process until we figure it out or what's the issue and how to treat it. Because once an egg gets fertilized and tries to implant in the uterine lining, whatever is stopping it in the fundus won't allow the egg to implant, resulting in a miscarriage and resulting in the reasons probably why I haven't been getting pregnant. So we want to make sure everything in the uterus is intact, it's right and in order, so that when we do these fertility treatments, there's no issues, no problems. It works on the first try, and we're all set and good. So I'm like, you know what? I agree. I agree because when you think about it, the uterus is a place where the baby is going to be for 9 months. Why not make sure that the uterus is intact for that baby? Especially if you've been trying for a long time. I'd rather go through all I have to do right now to get my uterus intact so that the baby can have a nice, safe home to dwell in for the next 9 months. So I said, okay, doc, I trust your judgment. I'll see you next week for the appointment. So while I'm waiting for the appointment, I'm doing a lot of research on my own, trying to see if it really does hurt like the HSG, because they told me the HSG just feels like a cramp. And that wasn't true for me. It was more than a cramp. So I'm thinking they're telling me the SIS doesn't hurt, but it may hurt. So I'm just like, let me just look on my own, look up some stuff on my own. But don't do that, y'all. Just trust what your doctor says. Try to be as calm and relaxed as possible, because I feel like fear makes pain much worse. So after a little bit of the research, I'm just like, you know what? I'm going to calm down. I'm going to pray about it, most importantly, because God would not bring me to it if he wasn't going to see me through it. And I know that I can do all things through Christ who strengthens me. So if it is some pain, or if it's the pain just like the HSG, I can do it. I've already know what to expect. I've been through it before. Do I want to feel it? Nobody wants to feel pain. But you got to do what you got to do. You got to handle it. And that's what I did. I handled it. So my appointment came. They told me to undress from the waist down. They put the speculum in just to get a view of where my cervix is. And what I'm noticing too, whenever I have a transvaginal ultrasound done or any kind of ultrasound where my cervix is being examined, I'm noticing that my cervix is not positioned normally. I don't know if it's normal for me, or I don't know. It's not positioned normally. So they'd have to open the vaginal hole a little bit more to be able to view and locate the cervix. So that's what he wanted to do first, locate the cervix. They go in with the probe. This is just like a transvaginal ultrasound, y'all, that I talked about in episode 6. They go through with the probe just to make sure that they can see what they're trying to see. They take the probe out. The doctor then inserts the catheter. I didn't feel it. Honestly, I didn't feel it this time. I didn't feel the catheter go in. What I did feel was some cramping once the catheter was set in place. And he said that that was normal because whenever something's in your cervix, you're going to cramp up. He removed the speculum, let the catheter sit where it was gonna, where it was supposed to, inserted the probe again, and then that's when he was injecting the saline, and I could feel it flushing out. Like I could feel like I never felt that much gush of water flushing out of my vagina before, and that was just him pushing all that saline in there so that they can get as much video and images of what's happening once the saline is flushing through the uterine cavity. So they took everything out, the catheter, speculum, and probe. They turned the screen to me, and this was their findings. On the screen is an image of what's going on in my uterine cavity. What you see, that object there, is a polyp in my uterus. That was what the radiologist detected during the HSG. This polyp, y'all, has to be removed. Why? Because when the egg tries to implant itself in the uterine lining, it will or may, come in contact with this polyp. This polyp can prevent it from implanting and doing what it's supposed to do, which will then result into like a miscarriage. And we don't want that. So now I have to have surgery, y'all. I'm not scared. I'm ready to have the surgery. I'm ready to do what I have to do to remove this polyp because it's getting in the way of me meeting my baby. And this is probably also the reason why I have some heavy bleeding. Polyps can make you bleed heavily. And I've been bleeding for I don't know how long, on and off. And I'm tired of that. That's very draining, very alarming. And once this is removed, the bleeding will stop. And then we're ready to start our fertility treatments with my endocrinologist, y'all. Yeah, it's a roadblock, but it's great that we found it now. We're going to work on getting this surgery done. And after the surgery, we're all in. So I'll see y'all in the next episode. Please like, share, comment, subscribe, do all that. And most importantly, pray for me. Thank you.